Hello, this is Dr. Dave Masnick talking to you about reciprocity.com. The E is written with a three. And in this particular video, I want to talk about how do you actually thank a professor for a recommendation. So if you don't know me, I'm a professor of innovation strategy and entrepreneurship, and I created this whole reciprocity project to give back as much as I possibly can. I created this whole sharing economy proofreading platform so you can get feedback on your work. And now I'm doing these YouTube videos to get the word out. So how do you actually thank a professor for a recommendation? That's kind of a unusual and awkward thing to go through, right? Whenever you're saying thank you to anybody, it should be really sincere in a lot of different ways. And it should really matter to you, but it also feels like an awkward thing, and you don't know what is the best thing for you to do with the letter of recommendation. So first of all, it does take a significant amount of time to do a letter of recommendation. So a professor that's done a bunch of these, it will go relatively quick, but it's still going to take at least a couple of hours to write up a letter of recommendation. And the other thing that you should be well aware of when you do a letter recommendation, it's not the time that you are spending with the letter recommendation. It is actually the vote of confidence that you have in that person. So if that person actually goes out and does something really strange and unusual to make the professor look bad in any sort of way, then it's not going to sort of bode well for them. So generally, professors and most people that write letters of recommendation are going to be very conservative, and they're going to think hard about writing a letter of recommendation for somebody. And the odd time I've heard about people actually refusing to do letters of recommendation or things like that. So just don't take it lightly in any sort of way. And this is what I would sort of suggest with a letter of recommendation when you're asking a professor for a letter of recommendation, and they do write one for you, is the first thing that you should do within a couple of weeks. What you should do is write a nice little written note, and then maybe you could do a token if you want. That's okay, a small token of appreciation, but you don't have to. So what I mean by a token of appreciation, I would say something that's a little bit more sort of personal. So something like homemade cookies or something like that. Some brownies, or something really just kind of personal. And it doesn't have to be much. It just, a couple of, maybe it's a dozen cookies, and it's a really small sort of token, or you realize that they like some sort of candy and you just bring them some candy or something along those lines. And that's really it, just with a nice little letter. You'd be surprised in how this actually stays with people. I personally, in my office at work, I actually have a wall of the different letters that I get, and different things like that. Because it really does feel nice, and you, as a professor, you actually go through a significant period of time where you don't get a lot of sort of praise, and then every once in a while you do get something. You do appreciate it. So, unlike a lot of different careers. So my wife is in the medical profession, and she does get a lot of appreciation. And I'm not sort of saying one way or the other in terms of which one is. I'm just pointing out. You don't get a lot of appreciation when you are doing that kind of stuff. So just doing a little simple note is really nice. It is very, very sincere, and just just write it down. You can even send an email. Email's not going to have the same feeling though behind it. So just a little simple note. You can send it via mail and stuff like that. It really does. It's very, very nice. And then I would recommend 1 or 2 years out, and even 5 years out, is sending a little email and saying, this is what's going on in my life, and I really just wanted to say thank you for the letter of recommendation that you did do. Because the biggest thing, the reason why most of us actually do these letters of recommendation, is we want to have a little bit of part in your success. And that we want to make sure that this person, so you're looking at, say you have a class of 100, and then there's one person in there that's just like really doing well, right? And you're like, oh, this person's going to make it. And if I can give them a little bit of an extra edge, I'd be happy to do that. And then you want to find out whether this person is actually making it and actually doing something with their life. It's really cool if you wrote the letter of recommendation, that person became the next president. Like it would be amazing to be a part of that sort of success. And that's really why professors do any of this kind of stuff, is just to be part of somebody's success, and to know that they, secretly, it's just kind of like, yeah, that was really cool to be part of that. And if you can let people know that how you're doing, that really does make a difference. So if it's for an MBA program or a graduate school program, whatever it is, to get into that particular program, and then you just completed the MBA program, we'll send them a note and say, I completed it, I'm doing really well, I got a job at this place over here, or whatnot. It's really nice to do that kind of stuff. So that's all I wanted to say with that. And hopefully you like this video. Do give me a thumbs up if you do appreciate it, and do subscribe to the YouTube channel. All right, take care. Bye.